Okay, so this is day 2 of sharing just raw, honest, unedited thoughts. But the thing is, most people never fulfill their calling in life. And maybe you're in that boat where you're just like, what do I do with my life? And it's not because they're not gifted. It's because they're focusing on what they don't have and they're not using what God has already given them. Because let's be honest, God has given each and every one of us something. Even if we don't recognize what it is, you have something in your hand. God is expecting you to use it, even if you don't think it's much, right? And so stop waiting for more before you step out in faith. Stop waiting for God to give you more. God moves as you move. If he's put something on your heart, he expects you to obey before he, gives more clarity or guidance or resources. I think it's the parable of the talents, right? 3 servants, one had 10 talents, the other had 2, one had 10 talents, another had 5, and the one had 1. The men with the 10 talents and the 5 talents both doubled their returns. But the man with 1 talent was lazy. Why? Because he didn't even try. He just buried what he had in the ground. And they say the graveyard is the richest place in the world. Why? Because most people have dreams and things that they never started because they were too busy waiting for more time, more resources, more whatever. And I don't want you to be that person that's waiting to do what God is calling you to do, to have more resources or to have more of this, waiting. I think of my own story. 9 years ago when I started making music and filming videos, I didn't have enough money, time, energy, whatever. I was in high school and I had so many excuses I could have given as to why I, couldn't start writing, all these different things, but I chose to start anyway. And I hope that encourages you. Like, I would not be talking here today to you if 9 years ago I just decided, you know what, I have nothing to offer to the world. I suck. God hasn't given me anything. No, you have something, so use it. That's the encouragement I have for you today. In Colossians 3, the Apostle Paul says this important verse: I planted the seed, Apollos watered it, but God has been making it grow. So if you're wondering, what if I step out in faith and nothing happens? Well, it's not your job to make something happen. It's God's job, right? So when you step out in faith, don't worry about the outcome. God is the one that brings the increase. Paul also says the one who plants and the one who waters has one purpose, and they will each be rewarded according to their own labor, right? So you'll be rewarded according to what you do, right? If God has given you something, regardless of how small it is, don't be the man with 1 talent and bury it because you're focused on how insignificant it is. So many of us do this. We think what we have is meaningless. But sometimes the things that are the smallest and the unseen are actually the things that are going to make the biggest impact. All right, so if you're confused and you're like, okay, well, how do I figure out what I do? It requires faith, right? You have to step out. Like I said, God can't move a parked car. It requires stepping out, just doing something. You're not going to have a plan. You're not going to have a perfect path. Just do something. Experiment. If you think maybe, okay, I can write, try writing stuff, right? Experiment, do things. And as you do stuff, God will guide you and lead you. But he will not give you the path and tell you everything you need to do if you're just like, oh, I don't know what to do. I guess I won't do anything until God tells me what to do. Well, just try something, anything, literally anything, anything, honestly, anything. All right. And right, faith pleases God because you're trusting him enough to use your gifts for increase. It requires faith. As Christians, we walk by faith and not by sight. You're not always going to know what to do. And there may be seasons where the multiplication isn't coming, but trust that God will reward you. Even if you don't see it in this life, hopefully you will see the rewards in heaven when you get to the next life. All right, so to wrap this up, just some practical things you can do. Like I said, just try stuff. Another thing you can do is ask your friends and family, hey, what am I good at? Because sometimes they can see things that you might not be able to see. But yeah, ultimately, it requires just putting yourself out there, failing, and just trying and trusting that God will lead you to where you need to be. Your seed is small, but your obedience is powerful. Plant it and trust God to multiply. And I kind of rambled a little bit. Hopefully, if you made it to the end, hopefully this video encouraged you. Leave a comment about where you're at in your journey. What do you think some of your gifts are? And then second, if this video encouraged you or spoke to you and you like the content I make and you want to support my channel, my name is Jackie Ferrari, and there is a buy me a coffee link. You can buy me a coffee, donate monthly if you care to support this channel and help me continue to grow and reach more people. So thanks for tuning in. Peace.